right, here we go. Here we go. I mean, today, right? Clear goal in mind here. Taking on Lieutenant Surge. See how long this takes, how many tries it takes. I'm gonna try to get it done in one stream, but starting a little bit late here is very busy today. Also gonna be busy tomorrow, so can't be live too much tonight. But yeah, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. So he's gonna open with Rotom. I say we... Do I go for the Oko? What does Rotom have? Let's see what Rotom has. Thunderbolt, Blizzard, Freeze Dry, Nasty Plot. Alright, so I guess we can open then with Shinra and see how he reacts from there. Right? Let's give Toad an item too. Just because better to have item than not to have. Actually, one thing that I do need to do. Alright, so before I do that, actually, gotta check my bag and confirm something real quick. Oh, I don't have bottle caps. Okay. I could have sworn I had bottle caps. Never mind. If I had bottle caps, then I could have got Regenerator. You know what? It doesn't hurt to just do a quick search here. See if there's anything that I can get. What do you mean there's no entries in the item locations matching bottle cap? Let me search up bottle. Okay. Alright. I can't stand Google Slides, bro. Oh, it's bottle dash cap. Why? Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna make it harder for anybody to find anything or anything like that. Alright, Jesus. Apparently theft from Delibird. Yeah, it's telling me check the items list, dude. This items list is terrible. Whoever thought of the search functionality in Google, specifically Google Slides, needs to be fired and never work in tech a day in their lives again. It's like you search a spreadsheet in Google Sheets, and it's like, all right, not only are we gonna not tell you or not take you to the spreadsheet that this is in, so you gotta find it yourself. But once you get to that spreadsheet, right, then you also have to search again. It's crazy. It's really bad. But oh well, we won't worry about that now. Let me also clear some space on my PC so that it doesn't stop recording midway through. Alright, here we go. So he opens up with Rotom. Rabbit Escape. And here we go. Let's see how this fight is going to turn out for us. I really don't have any expectations for the first attempt here, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Fake out, flinch. Alright, let's see what Rotom has. Looking at Rotom's moveset. Thunderbolt, Blizzard, Freeze Dry, Nasty Plot. 107 on both defense and special defense, 105 on special attack. My guess is it probably goes for a Thunderbolt, because that's going to give it the maximum damage output here. Could nasty plot, but that's just risking taking more damage. So yeah, I think he's probably going to go for, oh, I should have kept low sweep on here, whatever, it's fine. This is just our test run anyways. I'm not really, like I said, expecting too much. Ah, okay. Ice type Z move. Yeah, that does make sense. Sub-Zero Slammer. It's going to pack a punch. Nice. We live that. Oops, did not hit that. Alright, so he withdraws. Goes into Ampharos, and this is a Mega, I believe. Interesting that he's revealing that right away. Ampharos is Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse, Focus Blast, and Hidden Power Grass. My guess is he's probably not going to Volt Switch. I mean, he could Volt Switch, right? But that would give me a free switch. Our best bet here is probably to go with Toad. Toad's going on Pure Vessel. Dragon Pulse. I had Bottle Caps. Oh shoot, that did a lot of damage. Okay. I also did not give this thing Toxic, and I was supposed to. Oh well. I'll sack for now because we're gonna reset anyways. Alright, return does just under half on Ampharos, that's good to know. I'm curious to see how much First Impression does. I could damage calculate, but I don't feel like doing that right now. First Impression, obviously any electric type move is gonna body Golisopod here. Oh, it lived? That's whack. Okay, it's fine. Palmet. Just checking the behavior of each of his mons here. Palmet has Plasma Fist, Mach Punch, Ice Punch in close combat. Alright, let's send in Benimaru here, because anything other than Plasma Fist is going to be a bad move, and he can only get off one Plasma Fist. Now he is going to be faster. With the Punching Glove, this probably does Oko, but I am going to Shadow Sneak just to see how weak this Palmet is. Ah, okay. So realistically, if we get a Mon that can tank Plasma Fist, we can force Palmet to switch out by sending in Benny afterwards. Oh, and Benny survived. Nice. Cool. Oh, I wasn't faster, was I? If I had known I would have survived, I would have, like, Will-O-Wisp or something. That's good to know, though. Benimaru can survive a single Plasma Fist. He's gonna outspeed, so whatever. I'll sack for now. He can use it more than once. Oh, you know what? I was thinking a Double Shock. Double Shock is the signature move of Palmet that burns out its electric type and renders it unable to use it unless it switches out or is terastallized. Plasma Fist is Zera Aura's signature move, and that you can just use until it runs out of power points. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I would have been in a really bad position if I had just left that unaddressed. What I might do, though... Alright, I'm thinking if I put Reflect on Joker, that'll put us in a really good position also. So definitely going to open with Joker. Probably Fake Out. Yeah, Fake Out on Rotom, just to get that there. I'm feeling like Palmet's probably going to be the biggest of our worries. Because that Punching Glove plus Stab plus Electric Terrain on Plasma Fist is a really, really heavy hitter. On top of that, Palmet's speed stat is at 100 at level 36. That means that the only Mons faster than it on my team as of now. Speed tie with Rabbit Escape. Everybody else gets brutally outsped. So, based on that, I'm thinking we want to get Reflect up. If we can't get Reflect up, then we need faster Pokemon. Surge has a fast team in general, though, right? Slowest Mon in his team is Mega Ampharos, but that's also a crazy heavy hitter. Second slowest is Rotom. After that, Surge's entire team is going to be faster than my entire team. So that is also something to keep in mind, is that his team is full of very fast heavy hitters. Oh, and it has Mach Punch. That's right, I forgot about that. Alright, cool. And then let me just see how Shinra fares against Plasma Fist. I don't have super high expectations, but just out of curiosity. And then we'll go ahead and do some team rebuilding after this. Do we live this? Nah. Okay, cool. Good to know. So Plasma Fist will OHKO the entire team with the exception of Toad. Knowing that, I think we should make some adjustments here. Adjustment number 1. We're gonna want to move relearn on Joker to get Reflect. I think we can probably get rid of Sucker Punch. Or should I have gotten rid of Spirit Break? We can test them both and see what happens. Now what I'm really curious about though is if we take our Poke Rider. You commented around 10 minutes ago. My fault, I was playing the game. Let's go to Saffron City. I think I'm actually in the wrong city. I think I wanted to go to Celadon, to the mansion. But we'll see what's here while we're here. Subtract EVs. No, there's no need to do that. Switch the Pokeball. I guess. What can I switch it to? Master Ultra. If I catch it in a Dream Ball, will I have access to the hidden ability now? Or is that only upon catch? No, okay, that's only upon catch. So we still need a Bottle Cap. They've Trubbish and Delibird they said are good for those. What can I buy from him? Oh, okay. Ability Pill. Perfect. Dream Patch. Give me that. Give me that. Oh, that's huge. Give me that. Hold on. Now, see, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. Am I tripping? Sort of by name, right? It's not a key item. It wouldn't be a Pokeball. Can I sort by most recent? No, I can't. One of the shards. Pokeballs, key items, items. It says I have one. Where's the ability patch? Let's see. Oh, it's called a Dream Patch. That's why. For a second, I was like, am I tripping? Okay. I thought it was called the ability patch, so it's in under D. Duh. Duh. It's been a long day, y'all. It's been a long day. Alright, we're looking for Dream Patch. There we go. Use that. I got it confused with the ability pill. That's why I was like, where is this? Alright, there we go. We got Regenerator on Toad. It's going to be huge, huge benefit. I'm going to buy another one. Buy a few, actually. 12 total. Alright, cool. Now that we have our Dream Patch, let's go ahead and look at... Might be a bug. No, the bug was that I quite literally just forgot what the item was called. And because I'm tired. Doing good, though. How are you doing? Necrosophy? Necrosophy? Never heard that word before. However it's pronounced. Alright, let's see some hidden abilities on our current team that we can try to leverage. First one that jumps out at me is, well, we already got Regenerator. Next one that jumps out at me, I should say, game. Yeah, next one that jumps out at me is gonna be Shinra. Oh, right, they got rid of speed boost. Gave it striker. I could still do striker though, right? Boost kicking moves by 30% as opposed to infiltrator. I'll go striker because then we have high jump kick, double kick, and blaze kick that I can make use of. We'll get rid of thunder punch for this fight. Usopp has no base skill. What does Rapid Escape have? Hidden ability. So switch between Cute Charm and Limber. Not that impressive. But that's okay. That is okay. So I'm thinking of a few strategies. Does Volt Absorb not exist in this game? No, it definitely does. It definitely does. Right? Possibly. Maybe it doesn't. Water Absorb exists. I'd be surprised if Volt Absorb didn't, though. Maybe we go Lightning Rod instead, then, as an alternative. I'm just thinking, right, what mons can neutralize an electric attack besides Ground-type Pokemon. Ground, obviously, is going to help us out a lot. But really just anything that can neutralize that electric-type damage. Okay, we do have the Volt Absorb. Jolteon gets access to Volt Absorb, as do Chinchou and Lantern. Could do Chinchou. Alternatively, let's see what else we could do. Looking at Surge's team here. Close the tab with his team on it. Relaxing, watching some streams. Rainy weather with warm coffee. Hey, that sounds like you living the life. That sounds very relaxing right now. Alright, got an idea. So if we... Let me just really quickly see what else this guy has to sell me. Is it just berries from here? Bee stuff. Red nectar. Oh, that's probably for evolving certain ones, right? Alright, let's see. IV. Okay, we can do hidden power IVs. That's helpful here too. Mind you, all of this was unavailable to me until reaching Saffron City, which it required at least 2 gym badges and clearing the SSN to get here, dude. Along with like 6 other boss battles. That make this game really, really hard in early game. Alright, that's everything from there. I'm not going to go to Silphco just yet. Next place I want to go is going to be Celadon City. Head over here. Alright, this is the guy I believe I want to talk to. So, first things first, save right here. Alright, now, fire starter? Oh, I don't have room. Alright, let's go to our PC then. I forgot this is built off of Fire Red, so they don't have a dynamic PC in this. Everything is very manual. Here's what I'm going to do. In the interest of... Let's see, how many red shards do I have? Because I have a shard of each color, at least one. 10 red shards. Oh, I'm good. I have at least 10 of each, I'm sure, because I think I got them all as part of a care package. Smart move would be to check, but sometimes we like to take a little bit of a gamble. Hand it over the shard. Receive the egg. Alright, let's get to hatching. Shouldn't take too long. I think they drastically reduced hatch times. Or maybe they only did it... Never mind. I was going to say maybe they only did it for Wonder Eggs, but it seems like they did it for everything. Okay. Boy Coco, right? That's not bad. That's not bad. But I have a plan here. I have another plan here. I have another idea here. Let me go back to my PC actually, and I'll save when I have an open slot so I don't have to keep going through that whole spiel with that guy. I also don't know if the eggs with this guy work the same as Wonder Eggs or not. Because with Wonder Eggs, the mon that you get is determined, I think, like from the second that you start the game. Something like that. Basically, I'd have to do some more digging to tell you guys exactly how it works. But basically, you can't just like get your egg and then reset for a better hatch. It's either determined the second you get the egg or like by your save state, like your save file. Either way, you're kind of stuck with the egg, with the Wonder Egg. But we've been okay on Wonder Eggs. These eggs, I don't know though. Because if I can just save right before it hatches. Torchic. Alright. Here we go. Now. In the spirit of everything. Right? This is technically an unlimited encounter glitch. But in the spirit of everything, because I don't want to just exploit this for unlimited encounters, I am going to go ahead and I'll just do one for now. Oh, did I not save after I... Alright. Let's go here. PC. Party Pokemon. Let's move Toad. And then save. There we go. What's going on, Rowlet? What are my views on Pokemon Champions? Not familiar. I mean, like, I know the game, but have not played. Yeah, never played Pokemon Champions. I've played all the mainline games, and then a lot of the Ranger games, and then Mystery Dungeon. Marquise, I have a question for you. You asked the same question yesterday, right? To which my answer was, yes, this game's been out for a long time. Many people have beaten it multiple times, but because they're consistently updating, that's why people continue to play. But it's less about that, right? You asked the exact same question, word for word, yesterday, and then word for word today. Now, before that, though, right, when you first found the channel and saw me playing this game, you also asked the exact same question, word for word, when you were requesting Fire Red instead of Radical Red. Ignoring the irony there, my question for you is, are you a real person? Or are these predetermined responses? I guess the fact that you're able to hear my voice and respond to it would tell me that you're a real person, because if you were a bot, you would likely need a text prompt. Oh, Litten. And Cineroar would be a really, really big buff here. But I also really want a Chimchar. Incineroar is like, let me see based on movesets. Reason why I'm choosing it's also a very silly question. Has anybody ever beaten it, never seen anyone get to endgame? I mean, I feel like you could answer that with a quick Radical Red playthrough Google search, right? But I digress. Let's look at each Pokemon's learn set here, and from there we'll determine who's going to be our best at the current level cap. Infernape will get us access to close combat and a speed stat of 113. What 113 is going to do is outspeed just about any mon on his team, with the exception of... Where is... So we're not going to outspeed Electrode. We're not going to outspeed Raichu. And then... Well, actually, normally we would outspeed Raichu, but it's going to have Surge Surfer, doubling its speed. So we're not going to outspeed Electrode, not going to outspeed Raichu, and not going to outspeed Hitmonlee, because Hitmonlee hasn't Burden. But we do outspeed Rotom, Frost, which I think, with an offensive-natured Infernape, can probably OHKO with close combat. That would likely then force him to switch into Raichu, Surge Surfer Raichu. I'm kind of curious, right? If Infernape can take out Surge Surfer Raichu, or at least bring it down to the point where, like, you know, it's going to have to use either Rising Voltage or Psyshock. I hope Psyshock. Could also use Surf, but I think Psyshock because it's stab plus super effective damage. Then we could also force it into using Psyshock, right? Switch to Grimmsnarl, Oko with Fake Out or Sucker Punch. And that's 2 Mons down right there without sacking or really taking any significant damage. No damage at all if he goes Psyshock into Raichu. He could also switch out Rotom Frost just based on type effectiveness. But I feel like the odds of that are far lower. So let's build a team around everybody's favorite starter. Yes, everybody's favorite starter. This is not a place for open discussion. Infernape. Everybody's favorite starter. That's an objective fact. I don't care which starters you grew up with, what your favorite type is, favorite generation, anything like that. Your favorite starter is Infernape. Because if you think about it, right? Every starter is really just a copy of Infernape. Like, when you really think about it. So, like, whatever your favorite starter is Infernape. Because your favorite starter was inspired by and comes from Infernape, right? Like, if you think about it, right? Emboar is just Gen 5 Infernape. Same typing. Emboar's a little bulkier, yeah, sure, but it's just Infernape. And then you think about Pokemon like Incineroar, for example, right? Where they might have changed up the typing, but the concept is still the same. Of, you know, a bipedal animal that's good at fighting, right? Incineroar is based off of a wrestler, so, you know, once again, martial arts there. Infernape's not based off of a martial artist unless you count Sun Wukong as a martial artist, which you could, and I think arguably should, but still, you know, similar themes there as well. Once again, Incineroar, just Infernape, right? When we look at a Pokemon like Charizard, for example, Charizard is just Gen 1 Infernape. You can, like, very much tell when you look at the design of Charizard that Game Freak had Infernape in mind, and just made very, very, very minor tweaks before, you know, releasing Red and Green and Red and Blue, just so that, you know, Infernape wasn't being displaced from their original plan. But yeah, I mean, like, literally every Pokemon. Oh, okay, Cinderace would be good too with its ability Libero. But nah, we're going Infernape. I've already decided we're building a team around Infernape. We're going Infernape. What I am curious about, though, is if I can reset the egg hatch afterwards. So we just got the egg. Let's see how many steps it takes to hatch. 1, 2. I think auto run's kind of messing me up. 3. There we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I count an extra one? I don't know. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think that counts. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31, 32, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Alright. I think I miscounted a little bit there, but it seems like around 45 steps till hatching. Oh, well now I don't even want to check because we got the mom we were looking for. And we'll be back. Alright. New Pokemon. So we already had Sun Wukong, the Monferno, as our original starter before it got KO'd. But we don't have Goku. Plenty of characters based off of Wukong that we can go with. And we're going Goku. So let's look at our new Pokemon. Lonely Nature, we can change that. Has Blaze right now. Does it still get Iron Fist as a hidden ability? Or did they buff the most broken Pokemon already? Alright, so it still has Iron Fist. I'm going to probably switch to Iron Fist because there's a good chance I give this thing Mach Punch for priority. Because like I said, there's a lot of fast Mons on the field. And I just feel like it would be very beneficial to have those. Only thing that I am somewhat concerned about is... does it get access to any solid fire moves at this stage? Right, we don't get Flare Blitz until level 56. Via TM, we would get Fire Punch. I don't know if I have the TM for that, though. We do get Low Sweep, though, which isn't bad. Some other things we get access to. Rock Slide, Shadow Claw. Temper Flare. Okay, that's nice. Also get access to Blaze Kick, which is going to be stronger than Fire Punch. We won't get the Iron Fist boost, though. What is the Iron Fist boost exactly? Like, how much is it? 30%. Alright, so Fire Punch was, what, 1.75 times 1.3. Brings us to a base power of 97.5. Okay, so yeah, Fire Punch is definitely the better move for Infernape there. Because Blaze Kick will only be 85 and doesn't get boosted. However, Striker with Blaze Kick on Blaziken can definitely be deadly there. We also get access to Power Up Punch. Swords Dance. Fake out. Alright, let's just level it up. And then I am going to go and test this out. Alright, there's evolution. I gotta get more rare candies too at some point. Let me see though, because I believe the Pokemon Mansion is gonna have a decent amount of stuff for us. They need to make like a better guide for this, and you know, it's probably a sign, right? If I'm gonna complain about it, I should do it myself. But I feel like they should make a better guide for this game, given how long it's been out and how popular it is, outside of just Google Sheets, because Google Sheets, man, is pretty abysmal, if you ask me. What move is he trying to learn? Flame Burst. I mean, if we're gonna go with attacking nature, probably not. But I guess we'll forget Ember for now, because we are gonna go for physical nature, though. Faint. We'll hold off on that, and then we can just reteach it later. Yeah, give me close combat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, here we go. The best Pokemon of all time is about to join our team here, and I could not be more excited. Alright, so we have Infernape now. Again, greatest Pokemon of all time. Not up for debate. Just an objective fact, unfortunately. Argue with the wall. Here we go, save state there. I do want to check out what else is available, though. Here. In the game corner, when we're ready to take on Team Rocket, we can also do that. I feel like that guy's going to be a boss battle. But I guess I'll talk to him just to see what he wants. Crazy proposition. Yeah, well. I guess if this wasn't minimal grinding mode, then yeah, that's fine. But that's funny. Game designer. Alright, well, no response from Cashier Marquise. So place your bets now. Do I get another message on tomorrow's stream, word for word with the exact same question? Need the Poke Flute for that. I don't think I've ever tried to head all the way this way. We do have this. It seems like a double battle. Oh, that's Cycling Road. I don't feel like doing Cycling Road right now. What I do feel like doing is going to back to Vermilion and testing out Infernape against Surge. Just got a TM case here. I do get access to Thunder Punch, but it's not going to be super useful here. Probably going to go, here we go, Fire Punch. Beautiful. Give that to Goku. Don't have any use for, we could go Flame Wheel, but I don't think we have much of a use for it. Goku learn Fire Punch. I could also do Bulldoze too, I mean, while we're at it, right? It doesn't hurt to just have Pokemon that know the move. Probably will go Low Sweep on Rapid Escape to help lower some speed as well. Because we don't need Thunder Punch right now. Go. Last thing I want to do is set natures. Out of curiosity, actually, let me set Infernape's nature. Let's do Adamant first. See what its attack stat is, and then see what we'd be sacrificing by going Speed Beneficial Nature. I don't think, the only thing is, right, if I go Speed Beneficial Nature, I still don't think I outspeed anything, because Electrode's base speed is just so much higher than Infernape's and like most other Mons in game, for one, and then both Hitmonlee and Raichu get their speed literally doubled by their abilities, and that's just something that we can't compete with at this point in the game. Alright, so attack 104, speed 97 versus... This is just really for the sake of looking. Let's do Jolly Nature. Alright, so with Jolly Nature, I'm not expecting to have gotten much faster here. Yeah, attack 106, or sorry, speed 106, attack 95. So I think what I'm going to do is, because speed was what, 94 with attack beneficial nature? 94 speed still outspeeds everything, except for exactly what we thought. So everything except for Electrode. Oh, actually, with speed beneficial nature though, we can outspeed Palmet, and that might be good. I'm going to stick with attack beneficial nature right now. We'll worry about Palmet when we worry about Palmet. Adamant Nature. I guess that answers my question then, right? Never respond to voice prompts word for word. Okay, yeah, that's my question. So let's see. This time against Rotom, I'm going to open up with Goku. And in our bag, I don't have the item which boosts fighting type moves on me. And I wish I did, but I don't. But I do have, there was a Punching Glove. Right, and that will even further boost the power of, let me in fact see if I can find anything on the exact that it gives. Dude, I can't stand this Google Doc. Alright, so see, now this Google Doc is telling me that can't find anything on the Punch Glove, despite the fact that I'm looking at the item right there in the game. Okay, no data on what the item does, so we'll go to Bulbapedia. By 10%. That's not all that impressive. But let's see, right? So with Iron Fist, Fire Punch is at, what did we say? 97.5? Multiply that again by 1.1. It's a 107 base power fire punch. Hold on. Hold on. That might be exactly what we're looking for here. Cool. In that case, last thing I'm going to do before we get the battle going again is going to be Dream Patch. Iron Fist, yeah. Alright, we'll go here, and then after this we'll see what other adjustments need to be made to our team. Alright, Surge. Attempt number 2. We got a okay read on his team the first attempt. Just sort of getting a feel for the behaviors of everybody. We did learn that Palmet is a problem. We learned that we need to outspeed and destroy Palmet very fast, or get something that can neutralize Plasma Fists. Maybe... that Ice Punch covers everything, though. Ground, Dragon, and Grass. It's every type that that resistor is immune to electric. Except for other electric types, I guess. Could go with another electric type. But let's try a couple things here. Let's first open with Fire Punch. See how much this does. Instant OHKO. That's what I'm talking about, Goku. What did I say? This is the best Pokemon of all time, bro. Y'all think I'm just being biased and stuff. No, this is the greatest Pokemon to ever exist. Alright, we're hoping for Psyshock here, so that we just get a free switch. Rising Voltage. Okay. That's right, the AI. So one thing about this game that I haven't talked about before, but was fortunately able to confirm. Oh, I took Sucker Punch off of this. Right, that's not good. Yeah, one thing that I haven't talked about yet, but I was able to confirm yesterday, off stream, was that the AI does in fact cheat, right? So if any of y'all have seen me, you know, try to manipulate either my encounters or AI strategy in the game or anything like that and thought, that's not fair, that's kind of cheating. The AI literally cheats. And before you say, no, it doesn't cheat, it's just a hard game that's designed to make it difficult to win, the AI going into the game knows your entire roster, right? Pokemon that you have, their movesets, their abilities, and their items. Right? So, and it will make its decisions based off of that, which is not too far from what I'm doing with my guide right here. But having that plus having the benefit of a level cap. Alright, Adamant, Unburden, it's going Rock Slide guaranteed. Almost positive it's going Rock Slide. With a 120 base attack and an Adamant nature, here's the thing. Rock Slide is gonna probably KO, but I don't have many other better options. I'm gonna go Razor Shell. Bulk up. That's really not good. Okay, good to know. Yeah, that's really bad. I'm gonna switch out actually. The reason I'm switching is because, I mean, the fight's already lost, right? Like, Hitmonlee's already set up on me. That's GG's. All I can do now is that. Actually, it's not GG's because of the crit. Crit literally saved me. Never mind. A crit is not stronger than double bulk up. And I forgot that Rabbit Escape. I think actually Rabbit Escape we have Jolly Nature too. So it's even more of a featherweight here. Ah, it's annoying. Do we give you Mach Punch, Goku? Of course we did. Of course we did. Alright, Goku. Once again, go in and show them why you're the best Pokemon of all time. If you're keeping count, that's 2 for Goku right there, bro. 2 for Goku. Alright, here we go. Palmet. This is where it's going to come down to it. So it's going to Plasma Fist. It could close combat too. I just don't see it actually... Like, I don't see it having a reason to lower its defenses though. Because Plasma Fist is going to do more damage. Let's go close combat. Yeah, Plasma Fist. And I think this OHKOs. I don't think we have any Mon that can survive a Plasma Fist with the exception of Toad in our PC. Yeah, that OHKO. Well, with the crit, it's hard to tell, right? But that's okay. We know that. And everybody else gets OHKO'd if I recall correctly. My question is, what does the Deluge of Ions do? Ah, okay. So in the remainder of the turn, all normal type moves will become electric type, including status moves. So that doesn't really affect us, but it is good to know though, right? Because let's say Palma used, oh, it has Iron Fist as an ability. Okay. Thankfully, it doesn't have Volt Absorb, but even still, right? So let's say Palma used Plasma Fist. We survived because we had a tanky mon, and then we tried to use like Body Slam on it. It would then resist that because our normal type becomes electric. That's good to know. Next is going to be, let's go High Jump Kick. I don't think we're going to survive Plasma Fist. What I am curious to see though, so we know Adamant Nature Oko's Rotom. Does a Speedy Nature Oko Rotom? Let's head back to the Pokemon Center and do some more tests. Here. Nature change. So if instead of Adamant Nature, we do Jolly, right? Everything else the same though. So still Iron Fist, still Punch Glove, right? Yeah, still Punch Glove, and then still using Fire Punch there. I would be somewhat disappointed if Rotom can now survive this, even if barely. But actually, what I am curious about then, what if we supplement the Punch Glove, or replace the Punch Glove, I should say, with sorry, the item that I'm thinking of is charcoal, and so when I did a Google search to pull up the Bulbapedia page, I just looked up charcoal. Complete just like mind blank moment, forgetting that charcoal is a real thing. So it was just totally a non-Pokemon results. Effect though, boost fire type moves by 20%, so that actually would be a bigger boost than the Punch Glove would give. Only thing is though that we would be taking a power cut to Mach Punch, which isn't the end of the world. It's not like our whole end game revolved around Mach Punch hitting hard. It's not supposed to be a hard hitting move, but it is nice to have have a guaranteed KO on some mons here. Cancel. So what I'm gonna do instead, actually here's what I'll do. I'll save here, right? Save here with Punch Glove, and I'm actually gonna see if we can get an Oko with just Punch Glove. If we need charcoal, then we'll do that. Because Punch Glove should help supplement some of the damage that we lost by going for a Speedy Nature, right? Because now that we are Jolly Nature, whatever nature we chose, I think it was Jolly, right? Yeah, Jolly Nature. Our speed set is 106. With a speed set of 106, we are officially the third fastest mon on the field after Electrode, Alolan Raichu, and Palmet. Alolan Raichu, I'm genuinely not worried about. What I'm honestly thinking I'm gonna do, right? If he sends out Alolan Raichu last, which I don't think he will, but he might. He leads with Rotom. Actually, maybe he will. Leads with Rotom, goes Raichu. From Raichu goes Palmet. From Palmet goes either Hitmonlee or Ampharos. If he saves Alolan Raichu, Hisuian Electrode, I was looking at Alolan Raichu, Hisuian Electrode for last. All we have to do is bait him into using Explosion, and we have both a Detect user and a Ghost type. And I think Infernape might be able to bait him into using Explosion. Chloroblast is not going to do very much damage. HP Ice is not going to do very much damage. Volt Switch might, so maybe he would do that. If I could honestly get like a Ground and, I don't know, Fire type, like kind of like a Camerupt or something like that. I don't know. Either way, I'm getting ahead of myself. Y'all know I do that a lot. I like to think multiple turns ahead in the battle. Let's go with Fire Punch on Goku here to see how much it does. Can we Oko Rotom here? Beautiful. All right, we can keep our Jolly Nature without even having to switch into the Charcoal. I might still do it though for the extra damage. All right, here we go. We have Raichu. I think from here, the smart play is load state, first of all. Second of all, let's go to our PC. Because we're not using a Moongus to the best of our ability, I feel like. Oh. Yeah. Okay, wait, that's it. That's it. Let's do... Ooh, who do I take off the team? Everybody's so good here. Because Rabbit Escape gives us a fast mon, but not a heavy hitter. I might switch Rabbit Escape out temporarily for Toad. I'll give Toad an item, and I think of one. I don't really have one right now. Head out here. Right, and then what I want to do now is I want to make sure that Grimmsnarl has a especially defensive nature. Let's go Joker. Now, the cool thing about Joker, I really don't think that we need to have anything towards speed, right? Because we have Prankster, and then we're going to go Fake Out and Sucker Punch. See you again. Move, relearn. And we are Thunder Wave. Wow, imagine running Thunder Wave on an electric team. Or against an electric team. Alright, and then we're going to forget Spirit Break for now. Promise is a method to the madness. Nature change. I don't even remember what I had on Toad. Hopefully it was the same nature already. But just in case it wasn't. Let's do physical defense, maybe. Let's relax. Right, and then when we go to Pokemon here too, something that I want to do is Move Relearn. So Move Relearn. Ooh! If I send out Clear Smog against Hitmonlee, I think... Let me see if Clear... Because if Clear Smog works on Unburden, Hitmonlee is back to the speed of 78. And that's going to be really good. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Because it's not like a stat change, it's an ability. Right? It's an ability. So it's like its speed stat is perpetually doubled. Yeah, no, it only affects like stat changes, so things like Swords Dance. Okay, we can forget about that. In that case, since nobody really has any setup, it might still be helpful though, because Surge has bulk up. So let's do here. I guess I don't have access to Toxic just yet. Unless I was mistaken, I think Toxic might actually be removed from hardcore mode. Just because, stall. You know, they want to avoid players using stall strategies. But let's do Relearn just to check. Well, if it's not removed from the game, I can't use it here. Either way, that's fine. So, I just confirmed Toad has Regenerator. I wish I knew where to get that Assault Vest. If I knew where to get the Assault Vest, I would just forget Synthesis and Ingrain, right? Find two halfway viable attacking moves, and now we've got a special tank that can heal itself. Without Assault Vest, though, I think we can still manage. Let's save state one more time. Alright, let's go, team. Plan is to sack as few mons as possible, but obviously, you know, sometimes you gotta just... Sorry, wow. You ever, like, realize when you lose track of, like, how long it's been, right? And, like all the younger members of your family are suddenly older? My niece is dress shopping for prom. I'm like, prom? In my head, I'm like, isn't she, like, 8 years old? What do you mean prom? That's crazy. Time flies, man. Time flies. Alright. Rotom's down. Raichu. So long as Raichu doesn't go for Psyshock, which I don't think it will. I think it's going to predict a switch here. We should be perfectly fine to send in Toad. From here, Raichu's only viable move is either a Nasty Plot, perfect, Rising Voltage, or a Psyshock. And I don't think it's going to risk the Psyshock. Perfect. Alright. Alright, I mean, I don't think it's going to risk the Nasty Plot. I think it's going to go for Psyshock. Which means, now we send in Joker. Perfect. There we go, team. And because of Regenerator, Toad is almost back at full health. There we go. That's called strategy, baby. Fake out. Bow. Flinch. Sucker Punch. Ah, nasty plotted. I forgot that nasty plot. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. I got cocky. I got cocky. I got full of myself. There's a lesson right there. Lesson number 1 of the stream. Do not get cocky. Now this light screen is not going to do nearly as much. I'm going to keep sucker punching. I don't think he's going to keep nasty plotting. I think he's going to think that I got spooked by the first nasty plot and try to do something. There we go. Okay. Thankfully, that was we were able to predict that and get away with it. But yeah, that was definitely on me. What I'm mostly interested in, though, is if I can get a Reflect up, right? Plasma Fist does significantly less damage. Perfect. Alright, here's the thought process. He's gonna Plasma Fist again, unless he expects me to switch back into Toad, in which case he would have Ice Punch. I don't think he would, though. Perfect. Now, he's gonna see how little Plasma Fist does, and he's not gonna go for it again. Right? Yeah, with the Reflect up, he just can't do the damage that he wants, forcing him to go for Ice Punch. Now, Ice Punch would be a pretty viable move under normal circumstances, but against an Infernape, it's not. And when I send in my Infernape that is significantly, not significantly, but it is faster than Palmet. Perfect. Not only do we tank that, alright. This is the first time I'm going to pull up my damage calculator. First of many. I say first time like I don't usually do. I do damage calculator all the time. But first time this stream that we're pulling up the damage calculator. The rest of this has gone purely off of vibes from this point on. Or from this point and before. But now we are on to damage calc. Ability. Where's Iron Fist? Iron Fist. And we're gonna do Close Combat or Fire Punch. This is going to be on a full health Palmet from Lieutenant Surge. Really? Close Combat is a 2-hit KO. Okay. Alright. As is Fire Punch, I guess I'm going to go Fire Punch then, because there's no point in me, you know, purposely just reducing my defenses at this stage, right? Yeah. I wonder if I held... Oh, wait! I didn't give him the... I guess... Answers our question either way with the Punch Glove. Still doesn't OHKO. I wonder what the Charcoal would do, though, for us. Now, Charcoal still did guarantee 2-hit KO. Alright, that's fine. This Palmet, however, I believe does have Mach Punch. Let's see. My health at 38 out of 111. If Palmet uses Mach Punch at this point, 50% chance to OHKO. And I wasn't paying attention. I think we still have 1 turn of Reflect. Okay, Reflect is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. 47.7% chance actually to a KO. Alright, I say... How much would my Mach Punch do? Using Punch Glove, because if I can just avoid damage all around, right? I'm going to go Punch Glove there. Let's go... Where What's the punch glove? Here we go. Punching glove. And palm it. Say like 25%. It might be a little generous here. But yeah, 25% health about. When that damage calc comes back with an Oko, baby. Actually, let me just. I'm gonna give it 30% health because Infernape's got me acting kind of different. Oh yeah, Mach Punch coming back, Oko again. Let's go Mach Punch. Come on, Infernape. This is what I get. This is what I get. This is what I get. That's what I get. I guarantee you it's because I put like 30% health for Palmet and it probably had like 31. How much health would it have to survive a Mach Punch? Oh, actually, you know what it was? I had close combat selected, not Mach Punch. Okay. No, Mach Punch is still Oko. Alright, well 30% it survives. 31 it survives. 32 it survives. 33 it survives. 34% health. Or not survives, sorry, it gets KO'd. 35% health it gets KO'd. This is getting suspicious. 36% health, they're still saying it gets Oko'd. So now I'm wondering, like, what must Palmet's health be for this not to be an Oko? Ah, okay, wait, never mind. Every time I was resetting it, it was bringing me back to close combat for some reason. Alright, when we get to 34%, that's when it's, like, not a guaranteed Oko. It's good to know, though. I feel like I also got really unlucky there, to be honest. And Reflect wore off. That's okay. That's okay. We can fake out here. Honestly, right, if I fake out, get up a light screen. Oh, he might go, actually, Hitmonlee. No, Ampharos. Alright. I say we get up a light screen. I'm really mad he survived that. 93.8% chance to Oko. At 33, it's a 93.8% chance. Yeah, at 30 health, Mach Punch is a guaranteed Oko. And so now I'm really frustrated. At 31, it's a guaranteed Oko. He must have been at like 31.2% health. Nope, at 32, it's still a guaranteed Oko. That's so crazy to me, right? Because now we're at 33%, and now this is when the first time it's not a guaranteed Oko. That looked far below a third health. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not far below, but like clearly below 1/3. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no! Shoot! Misclick. Oh, let's go, Joker! Do we think he does it again? I think he does it again. I think he does it again. We take advantage of the light screen. One thing that I'm also not taking advantage of that I really should is Toad. Toad being able to switch into a lot of attacks here and not get KO'd is pretty huge. Okay, went back to Surge. Electrode. This is interesting. This one is really interesting. Because Electrode's going to be weak. What is he planning to use? Why would he go Electrode? Electrode is weaker in special attack than Ampharos. So with Light Screen up, he won't be able to KO. Hidden Power, Ice, Chloroblast, and Explosion all don't do a lot of damage. Chloroblast might. Hidden Power, Ice won't. Explosion's going to KO, and I'm going to be okay. It won't even do anything to me. So I guess we Flame Wheel and see what happens. Yeah, he went Chloroblast. I mean, Chloroblast is an extremely powerful move. Yeah, but it's not very effective. Like, why I don't get why he did that. He would have been far better off just staying in with... I'm going to be mad if I win this, too. Because that means that I would have to accept the Infernape sack. And I really don't want to do that because Infernape is the greatest Pokemon of all time. Okay, here we go. Hitmonlee. If I sack Benny, then I'm just going to reset. Yeah, knock off. That's definitely a Benny sack right here. Okay, so we're going to end up resetting. Not the end of the world, though. I can live with that. I say from here we go Joker to fake him out. Fake out, right? Not a lot of damage, but it's some. We reflect again. He bulks up. Now we close combats. That's fine. I'll let him just send his defense to the gutter right here. Next is gonna be... Honestly, Toad might be like the safest switch-in that we have for Hitmonlee as well. Right, because Rock Slide goes neutral. We don't have an item, so Knockoff's not gonna do a lot. And we have Clear Smog to get rid of the bulk up. Plus, we can heal ourselves with Giga Drain and Regenerator. Right? Now he has to attack. Doesn't have to, but he probably should. I say we go... Ugh! I guess that makes sense. He anticipated the switch. I don't know what he's going to use. I mean, I doubt Volt Switch. I can hope for Dragon Pulse and see if we tank it with Joker. Nice. Now he has to attack. I am so sick of them living these, bro. I am so sick. I feel like I say this every, like, other stream, but it really does feel like this game wants you to believe that a lot of these mons are way bulkier than they actually are. You cannot tell me, dude, that Ampharos was supposed to live that Sucker Punch. You cannot. You cannot. I mean, maybe it was. Base defense of 105, maybe it was. Maybe I'm just talking. It just doesn't feel like it was. Alright, and this is the last Pokemon. Or does he still have Electrode? No, this is the last mon. Okay, so this fight is actually very winnable. And I think Unburden wears off once you switch out, right? I was wrong. Why would you go knockoff? Oh, he probably thought I was going to wide lens high jump kick. Alright, well that's GG's. We beat Surge. Unfortunately, I do have to reset because I don't want to sack Benny or Goku. But we know this is the team to do it. And that is what I am mostly proud of. So, knowing that this is the team to do it, I'm going to give it another attempt. It's not too crazy late yet. Let's do like 3 more attempts this stream. I think we can probably get it in 3. If not, we have plenty of encounters that we can rock with here. Alright, so we open up Fire Punch, right? This is our guaranteed KO. I'm like still really mad that Palmet lived that Mach Punch, dude. Like, no shot. Alright, now we go Toad. To bait out Side Shock. Live this. Perfect. So I'm gonna go for Side Shock here. We send in Joker. Side Shock. Effect. We fake out. Now here's the interesting part, right? We have Sucker Punch. Last time he went for Nasty Plot anticipating the Sucker Punch. I say we just keep Sucker Punching until he attacks. Yeah, failed. He goes Nasty Plot. But there's only so many Nasty Plots he's going to do. I mean, in theory, he could Nasty Plot 3 times and sweep my whole team. I don't think he's going to do that, though. I think he's going to get scared. Perfect. He got scared. It's fine. We know he gets scared. If I could find, like, a light clay or something to make my, my screens last longer, that would be great, too. Let me check the item decks. Default mode only. Boo. Alright, well, we have our Reflect up. Now, what did we say? We went Toad, right? To tank this. And then trick him into using Ice Punch. Yes. Plasma Fist, tank that right here. Perfect. Now he's gonna Ice Punch because he's not an idiot. Now he does know my team, right? But he can't possibly predict who I'm gonna switch into. Yep, Ice Punch. Now he has a couple options. He's not going to close combat because why would he risk dropping his defense? I think he's going to Plasma Fist again. Out of curiosity though, right? If I do still have this Infernape up on the damage calc, what if we gave Palmet 100% health? Right? And if we did close combat, no, it's a guaranteed to a KO. Shoot. What if I went Adamant on the nature? Still a guaranteed to a KO. Alright, good to know. Good to know. I wish I could have O-code. Maybe we need to change the team up a little bit, but that'll be a conversation for when that comes. Let's go Fire Punch. What I should have been checking was, could Palmet's Mach Punch KO Infernape? Answer is obviously no, because this is the greatest Pokemon in the world. But I guess I just didn't want to risk it too much. Let's go Fire Punch one more time. Get this thing out of here. There we go. So now without sacking Goku, Reflect Whir off. Unfortunately though, we now no longer have the free switch in. So what I think I'm going to do is probably going to Chloroblast, right? No. He could Explosion. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. Safe stay right here. And then we're going to test if he Chloroblasts or Explosions. Either way, Benny's not a bad switch-in, but the much better switch-in would be if he Explosions and then we just switch into Benny. Although I wonder if this game would just not let it trigger if it doesn't affect. Alright, Chloroblast. Alright, cool. So better switch-in for Chloroblast was Toad anyways. What I am slightly worried about is whether or not this isn't gonna do a lot, right? Alright, Volt switched. Probably should have Giga Drain then to get some free damage off, but whatever. Unburden triggers here. Now he has a couple options. I say we clear Smog again, just in case he bulks up. What did I say? My battle IQ was too high, baby. Way too high. Now at this point, I think Surge realized, like, yeah, clear Smog's not doing a lot, but he can't do this all day, right? Just going back and forth, bulking up, and then getting damage. He has to take out Toad. Looking at his moveset with Hitmonlee, he has a few options here. He could try to bulk up again and hope that I don't go for the clear Smog again. He could also knock off, but because I don't have an item, it's not going to do that much damage. Close combat, I'm gonna resist with Toad, and he's gonna have to lower his defenses, so that's just an all-around bad move for him here. Rock Slide, I am curious to see how much it does. Not only that, but in addition to how much damage Rock Slide does, there is the flinch chance, and that's what I'm mostly worried about. So I'm gonna open up a different damage calculator tab because I want to keep Infernape loaded on the other one. Let's go Amoonguss. 36. We gave this thing what? Plus defense minus speed, right? Relax nature. No item. Ability doesn't matter for right now just because it won't trigger until we switch out. And then at level 82 health, 59% health, we are up against Hitmonlee. Lieutenant Surge, Hitmonlee. Rock Slide is a guaranteed 3-hit KO. Cool. I think from here then, let's do that. Right, fight. And then we Giga Drain. See what he does. Interesting. Interesting. So he was willing to stay in and just keep going for Alright. I think I'm gonna Giga Drain again then. No, I'm gonna clear Smog. Because 2 clear Smogs and he's done. And... In the event that we do sack Toad, I don't want to have to... I'll be okay. I'll go Giga Drain because we still have Fake Out users. Close Combat. Interesting. Do we live this? Yes! Toad! And with the special defense drop, this should KO. What an incredible pickup we got with Toad, man. Mind you, this Pokemon, this Amoonguss, genuinely is not supposed to be on our team, right? We already used our encounter for the area that we got it in, but due to the Shiny Claws, we were able to pick it up as well. Okay, Ampharos, I believe it's a relatively low threat, right? Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse, Focus Blast, Hidden Power Grass. I want him to switch into Focus Blast, or sorry, not Focus Blast, Dragon Pulse. If he does Dragon Pulse, then we can Fake Out, potentially set up screens too. I mean, definitely set up screens, but I am wondering if we can tank any more hits from Ampharos. Save state here. Definitely got to switch out. Joker's not in a great spot is the only thing. What I'm thinking is, what if we switch here, right? Hope to tank. Please Dragon Pulse. Please Dragon Pulse. Really anything but a Volt Switch. I think a Volt Switch would be a worst case scenario for us. Let's go. Alright. Fight. Fake Out. Free damage there. Looking at the remainder of his team. Ampharos, Voltorb. We have plenty of switch-ins for both, right? Kind of-ish. I think, honestly, right now we have a very safe switch-in here, right? Yeah, he's going to go Voltorb. Did a little bit more than I would have thought, but that's okay. Now, probably Hidden Power Ice would be my guess. Hidden Power Ice, Volt Switch, Chloroblast, or Explosion. I think either way we're good on Benny. Yeah, let's go Benny Maru. Hidden Power Ice, okay. Nice job. Let me check the damage calculator just really quickly to see if Cerulege lives this. By this, I mean Volt Switch. I think it does. I think we do though. With a 95 base special attack, and I believe the nature is speed beneficial here. Naive nature. Is that neutral? It's definitely not special attack beneficial, I'm pretty sure. Let me just pull up the Bulbapedia real quick. No, alright, yeah. Naive is plus speed minus special defense. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, either way, checking our damage calculator here, right? Cerulege level 36. We do have an attack beneficial nature, so I don't have to worry about defenses just right now. But if our health is at 101 out of 111, otherwise known as 91%, against Hisuian Electrode, the one owned by Lieutenant Surge. Looking at Electrode's moves. Chloroblast 3-hit KO, Explosion, worst move ever because it doesn't affect us. Hidden Power Ice, 8-hit KO, Volt Switch, 3-hit KO. His best bet, I think, is to go Volt Switch, at which point we just Shadow Claw. Yeah, he's gonna Volt Switch into, oh, did a little bit more than I would have liked. Alright, now here's where we gotta be a little bit more careful. Good, okay damage off Benny. Here's where we have to be careful though, right? We could try switching into Toad. Because I think Toad tanks just about everything. And then hopefully he goes for Dragon Pulse on Joker again, right? But if he learned from before, and we send Toad in at, the amount of health that Toad is at right now, against like a Volt Switch. That's unnecessary damage, and we have to switch Toad right back out. Focus Blast, we're good. Hidden Power Grass, we're good. Or if we just switch him right into a Dragon Pulse, right? Because if I can switch into Toad, he goes Volt Switch, we tank. He's not going to go Focus Blast or Hidden Power Grass. Probably going to go Dragon Pulse then from here. He has 2 viable move options, I think. It depends on how smart the AI is. If he thinks I'm going to switch into Toad, he's going to go Dragon Pulse. If he thinks I'm going Joker, he's going Volt Switch. We do still have 2 very healthy Pokemon here. Honestly, you know what? Okay. Oh, putting a lot of trust in my damage calculator, and this might be the wrong move here. But I believe that Shinra can actually tank anything that Ampharos throws at it. Plus it outspeeds, right? So Blaziken level 36 at full health. Nature, I believe, is... Actually, I don't remember. Is it offensive or speed nature? Offensive nature. Right. Against Ampharos, Lieutenant Surge's Ampharos. Alright, Dragon Pulse is 2 hit KO. Focus Blast is 2 hit KO. Hidden Power Grass 6 hit KO. Volt Switch 2 hit KO. So we're going to be able to take at least one of these and do pretty well with it. Now if we attach the Adamant Nature here, right? We outspeed. We do have Wide Lens. Am I going to get screwed over by not having the right moves on Blaziken? I mean, I know Blaze Kick isn't going to take this thing out because it's part Dragon. And then what else do we have? Thunder Punch, which definitely isn't going to take it out because quad resist to the Thunder Punch there. Right, that's just like a really bad move. Also though, right, I did give this 100% health. Let's see, 50%, it's still in the green. I think 49 is the minimum, right, to be in the yellow. Okay, 49 is the minimum to be in the yellow. It is at maximum 49% health. Blaze Kick on Blaziken is a 3-hit KO from Blaziken is a 3-hit KO. Thunder Punch is a 9-hit KO, even at half health. What did I tell you? A horrible move. High Jump Kick is saying it's a guaranteed OHKO. Alright, that's at Ampharos at 49% health. Mega Ampharos at 50% health. We're still looking at a guaranteed OHKO. I say, you know what? I'm putting my trust in Shinra. Come on, Shinra. You sold once before, and we gave you a second chance. Shoot. Okay. It's kind of what I didn't want here. But we do get Detect. I was hoping that he would use pretty much anything but Volt Switch. Ah, I see. So you're alternating Volt Switches, afraid of what I might do. Interesting strategy, Surge. Very interesting strategy. Unfortunately, though, I know this game and its AI all too well to fall for it. Go back here. Or do I? Maybe I don't. Volt Switch, we live again. Okay, so he's just not going to stop going Volt Switch. But eventually he has to. Right? Save there. Let me see. So we have our save state here. I say we test out if he goes Volt Switch again. Because if we look at a Moongus, right? Blank set. 36. Not special defensive, right? I think we want physical defensive on this. Yeah, physical defense on this. So I'm not going to worry about that. And with our health at 65 right now, about 47%. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, so anything but Dragon Pulse is we can survive. If he Dragon Pulses, we get O-Code. But here's where we have a little bit of fun with it, right? Clear Smog. Volt Switch. We live this, barely. We go Clear Smog here. Boom, Electrode goes down. You see that? You see that? He tried to get me in the Volt Switch wheel. Toad got a KO, baby. All right, one more Mon left. Ampharos. I don't have any safe switches. What I do have, though, right? So I don't have any safe switches. What I do have is, I'm almost positive he's not going to Volt Switch, but he might Volt Switch. Reason why I say he might Volt Switch is because Toad's health is so low now that a Volt Switch is going to KO. The rest of my team is also so low health, too, that, like, it's KOing just about anybody except for... And then Usopp goes, Usopp gets probably Oko too. But let's see. Let's see. If we go blank set, Golisopod at 100% health. Volt Switch is only a 75% chance to Oko. However, with Adamant Nature Ampharos, Adamant Nature Golisopod, using First Impression on about 50% health Ampharos, it's a 2-hit KO. Really? It lives that? What if I'm holding a silver powder? Wait a minute, I didn't also give it its item. I'm also holding a silver powder? That's also a 75% chance to Oko. Wait, no, that's his move. I have a 68% chance to Oko. So if either, it really determines, right? I'm gonna win. That's not what I'm worried about. But I would like to keep holding on to Usopp. What's going on, Dragon Drive? You know what I can do? We do one more AI manipulation here, right? Save state. Let's just see. Maybe Surge got cocky. Or maybe he's being cautious, not cocky. Sorry, he doesn't think Volt Switch can do it. Shoot. Alright. Dang it. I was hoping he would, like, not have any confidence in his Volt Switch and went for Dragon Pulse instead. That's kind of annoying, but that's okay. All right, Usopp, you are the only Mon that has a shred of a hope of surviving a Volt Switch. Dang. All right, well, Usopp will sacrifice himself for the greater good. It's all right. He got us this far, and we do appreciate Usopp for it. Everybody say thank you, Usopp. But unfortunately, I mean, our usage of Golisopod was going to be limited anyways. Its ability makes it kind of hard to work with, while it does have some pretty good stats otherwise. But here we go. Let me just put it in the damage calc. We go Ampharos, Mega Ampharos, Lieutenant Surge's set. Instead of being on full health, though, we're going to put it on 50, because that's the most it could have. Probably 49, but we know how this game is. 50% health. Close combat is only an 18% chance to Oko? Dude, how, like, this is what really makes me, like, how bulky is this thing? There is no way that a close combat does an Oko. What do you mean the high roll is only 52%? That's absurd. Genuinely absurd. Genuinely crazy. Do we have a safe switch? Toad didn't even recover enough. That's so crazy to me. I do still have that other save state. You know what? Let's go for it, see what happens. If we get our maybe Oko. There we go. Alright, Goku. That's why this is the greatest Pokemon of all time. That's why this is the greatest Pokemon of all time. We don't care about high roll, low roll. Infernape gets the job done. Every time, baby. Every time. And now we finally have 3 gym badges, and our level cap finally increases. All in all, too, I mean, hey, real quick moment of silence for Usopp, dude. Usopp has been a great soldier on this team. I am truly sad to see her go. She's been incredible. I mean, without Usopp, right, we would have definitely lost to Brendan, because first impression on Brendan's Sceptile was huge for us. as well as just a bunch of battles that we had going on, right? First impression is such a good priority move to have with the Mon that gets stab, plus a very high base attack stat with Golisopod. I am sad to see Usopp go, but I think we can give Usopp an honorable send-off. She served her purpose, named after one of my favorite characters in One Piece too. Yes, I am an Usopp fan. I like my guy Usopp, and I think Usopp did her job very well. Usopp, you joined some greats, and we now have 4 gym badges, man. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here on that note. Gotta go ahead and eat dinner, all that, get my evening started. As always, man, I want to thank y'all for showing up, showing out, and showing love. I'm gonna try to be live again tomorrow, but like I said, this week has been like really busy for me already. I know it's only Monday, but I was super busy today. Probably gonna be busy tomorrow. I know I have stuff to do, but just depending on how long it takes and everything like that, we'll see. So that's TBD. But I'm gonna try to be live tomorrow. But y'all know, if I'm not live, then there's a good chance I'm just gonna have, you know, some clips and stuff put out on the channel. But yeah, like I said, thanks to y'all for showing up, showing out, and showing love. Hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their Monday. Fantastic rest of their week. And I'll catch y'all next time.